Long before Europe knew its first political philosophers and centuries before Machiavelli or Sun Tzu were even born, India had already produced one of the greatest strategists the world has ever seen. A man whose intellect shaped the destiny of an entire civilization, a man whose ideas built an empire, defeated foreign invaders, and laid the foundations for political science, economics, and military strategy as we understand them today. His name was Chanakya, Kautilya, Vishnugupta, the brilliant mind behind the Mauryan Empire. At a time when India stood divided, threatened by the world's most powerful armies, and ruled by kings who had forgotten the people they served, Chanakya rose like a force of nature. He was not a warrior with swords or elephants. He fought with knowledge, strategy, and the sheer force of his will. His enemy was not just corruption or tyranny. It was the idea that India could be conquered, weakened, or broken. His vision was a united, sovereign Bharat, strong, prosperous, and proud. This is the story of how one scholar humbled the mightiest empire of the ancient world, defeated the successors of Alexander the Great, overthrew a dynasty from the inside, and engineered the rise of Chandragupta Maurya, creating a golden age for India. It is a story of pride, resilience, unity, and unmatched brilliance. A story every Indian deserves to know and feel in their heart. Because Chanakya's battles were not fought for power, they were fought for the soul of the civilization. And today we rediscover how one man's genius protected our land, shaped our identity, and changed Indian history forever. Chanakya, known also as Kautilya or Vishnugupta, lived during a turbulent period of the 4th century BCE when the Indian subcontinent was politically fragmented, its once powerful Mahajanapadas weakened by internal rivalries, and its largest state, Magadha, under the Nanda Dynasty, ruled by a wealthy but unpopular king whose treasury was legendary even in Greek accounts. Greek historians like Curtius and Plutarch describe the Nanda army as extraordinarily large, with hundreds of thousands of infantry and thousands of war elephants. Yet the kingdom faced widespread resentment due to oppressive taxation and administrative corruption. It was in this environment that Chanakya arrived in Pataliputra, urging King Dhanananda to unify the Indian kingdoms against the looming threat of Alexander the Great, whose unstoppable campaign had already crushed Persia and moved into northwestern India. According to Jain chronicler Hemachandra in the Sanskrit drama Mudrarakshasa, Dhanananda insulted Chanakya and had him expelled from court, provoking Chanakya to take an unbreakable vow to overthrow the Nandas. As he searched for a means to fulfill this vow, Chanakya encountered the young Chandragupta Maurya, described in Buddhist Mahavamsa and Jain Parashishtaparvan as highly intelligent, charismatic, and ambitious. Chanakya took him under his wing, educating him in military strategy, statecraft, espionage, psychological warfare, diplomacy, and the economic theories later recorded in the Arthashastra, one of the most sophisticated treatises on governance in ancient history. Meanwhile, Alexander's campaign continued. Although there is no historical evidence that Alexander and Chanakya ever met, their trajectories intersected indirectly through Indian political resistance. Alexander's most grueling battle occurred in 326 BCE against King Porus at the Hydaspes River. Greek sources like Arrian confirm that Porus fought with impressive discipline and deployed war elephants that created chaos in the Macedonian ranks. Though Alexander defeated Porus, his men suffered severe losses and, hearing of the immense Nanda army further east, mutinied at the Hyphasis River, forcing Alexander to turn back. Legendary Indian accounts suggest that Chanakya encouraged the eastern kingdoms to resist the Macedonians and contributed to creating an atmosphere of unified resistance, though historians classify this as semi-legendary. After Alexander's death in 323 BCE in Babylon, his empire fragmented during the Wars of the Diadochi. Chandragupta and Chanakya took advantage of the resulting instability, beginning a systematic campaign to dismantle the Nanda regime. The Mudrarakshasa dramatically portrays how Chanakya deployed spies, sowed dissent among provincial governors, exploited economic vulnerabilities, and used diplomatic manipulation to isolate the Nandas. Combined with guerrilla warfare tactics described in the Arthashastra, these efforts eventually culminated in the fall of Pataliputra around 321 BCE. Dhanananda was deposed, and Chandragupta Maurya established the Mauryan Empire. with Chanakya becoming his chief advisor, prime minister, and architect of governance. Soon after consolidating internal control, the Mauryan Empire faced another external challenge. Seleucus I Nicator, one of Alexander's generals who had taken control of the Persian and Central Asian territories, stretching into Afghanistan and Pakistan. Seleucus marched east in 305 BCE, attempting to reclaim the Indus regions lost after Alexander's retreat. Although specific battle details are scarce, Greek sources such as Strabo and Appian attest that Seleucus faced Chandragupta and ultimately lost or found the conflict unwinnable. This outcome is attributed to Chanakya's preparations, fortifying borders, leveraging alliances with Himalayan tribes, deploying superior elephant corps, and exploiting Seleucus's stretched supply lines. The resulting peace treaty of 303 BCE became one of the most consequential diplomatic settlements in ancient Eurasia. Seleucus ceded territories including Arachosia, Kandahar, Parapamasadae, Kabul region, Gedrosia, Balochistan, and parts of the Indus Valley to the Mauryan Empire. In exchange, he received 500 war elephants, assets that later helped him win the pivotal Battle of Ipsus in 301 BCE, and confirmed a marriage alliance between Chandragupta and a Seleucid princess, usually identified as Helena. Seleucus also sent the Greek ambassador Megasthenes to the Mauryan court, whose work Indica provides vivid descriptions of Chandragupta's disciplined army, intricate bureaucracy, extensive road networks, and advanced urban planning, much of which reflected Chanakya's administrative designs. Chanakya's true brilliance, however, extended far beyond military victories. His treatise, the Arthashastra, reveals the depth of his strategic mind, a comprehensive guide to governance, taxation, espionage, foreign policy, economic regulation, agriculture, judiciary systems, and social order. He emphasized Shadgunya, the sixfold foreign policy, detailing when a king should pursue peace, war, neutrality, alliances, double-dealing, or coercion. The text includes sophisticated ideas about psychological warfare, assassinations, propaganda, secret agents, and counterintelligence, tools Chanakya routinely applied against his enemies. By integrating economic stability with military power, he built a resilient state capable of rapid expansion and long-term governance. Under Chanakya's guidance, the Mauryan Empire became the largest empire in Indian history before the Mughals, stretching from Afghanistan to Bengal and into southern India. The empire's stability safeguarded India from further foreign incursions and stimulated a flourishing of trade, agriculture, and infrastructure. Chanakya's success lay not merely in defeating adversaries like the Nandas or Seleucus, but in reshaping the political landscape of the subcontinent into a unified, centrally administered empire capable of resisting external domination for generations. Thus, Chanakya's wars were fought on multiple fronts: military, diplomatic, economic, and psychological. His legacy is that of a master strategist who engineered the rise of the Mauryan Empire through unyielding resolve, meticulous planning, and unmatched political acumen. His contributions ensured that India weathered the shock waves of Alexander's invasions, neutralized the Seleucid threat, and emerged stronger, more unified, and more self-sufficient. Chanakya did not rule soldiers in battle, yet through his intellect, he commanded the destiny of a civilization, shaping an empire that would define ancient India for centuries. Ultimately, Chanakya's legacy is bigger than just building an empire or defeating invaders. It's the story of a man who refused to be weak. He knew that a strong nation isn't just built by armies, but by wisdom and discipline. Even after the wars ended, his ideas on economy and city planning guided the Mauryan state for years. Through his student Chandragupta, he united a broken land. Through his book, the Arthashastra, he gave us a guide on leadership and economics that still works today. Chanakya proved that one person, armed only with their brain and belief, can change history. His life reminds us that great nations don't happen by accident. They rise through vision and sacrifice. His story isn't just ancient history, it's a reminder of what is possible when we are united and focused.